Okay, good day. I'm so excited to be with you today. It's the first day of the 5-day smartphone profitability masterclass with Andy Mandate. I trust you are doing well wherever you are listening to this right now. I also trust that this particular training is going to provide you all the necessary tools you need to upscale your impact, your productivity, and your profitability. Quickly now, let us get into the training. First of all, I'd like us to quickly look at our training schedule. Right, today, which is Friday, the day one, we are going to be having our self-hacking session. I know somebody's wondering, why are we starting in this way, in this manner, right? As I get into the training today, you will find out, you'll get to know more why we are starting in this manner, okay? Day two, which is Saturday, we're going to move into video creation using on-screen recorder and FaceTime apps, okay? I'm going to show you how to create video lessons, okay? I strongly believe that whatever it is you're doing right now, there should be a training phase for it. Right now, when you go on YouTube, you find training on almost anything. So whatever it is you're doing right now, another way you can create impact, increase your productivity and your profitability is to create trainings, courses using videos. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you. And day three, which is on Sunday, we are still going to continue in that line, but this time around we are going to use another app which is known as InShot. And day four, right, you are now ready to register a business. So I'm going to guide you through the process of registering a business day without paying a lawyer anything, right? And day five, which is on Tuesday, we're going to see how you can brand yourself, creating top-notch graphics that positions your brand as an international brand using Canva. And all this we are going to do amazingly using just our smartphone. So now quickly, let's get into today's session, the self-hacking session. Quickly, somebody might be asking and demanding, why self-hacking? Why self-hacking? Now, I said that everything a person becomes in life is fundamentally a product of their self-awareness or self-discovery. Self-hacking is in another term is self-awareness, self-discovery. Whatever you will become in life, whatever you will do, make out of your life, would be fundamentally as a product of what you know about yourself. So that is why we are going in this direction. What do you know about yourself? So self-hacking, today what I want to do is to help you breaking into yourself so that you can bring out certain things, certain skills, certain tools that you can use to create amazing products that can be sold and changed into money for you. Quickly, I'll tell you my story and my experience. This is my experience when I was in Port Harcourt. I traveled to Port Harcourt, Nigeria to see my aunt, right? I spent about a month there. Now, when I first got to Port Harcourt is a very lovely place, I must say. But I really didn't like the environment because I'm a very reserved person, and in Port Harcourt there's so much hustle and bustle everywhere in Port Harcourt. So when I settled in, I was so broke. We're so broke. Things were not working at this stage of our lives. And there was this particular day I sat down and I was wondering, I was just thinking to myself, asking questions. Why are we so broke? Why are things not working? What is happening to us? And what I learned that day changed my life forever. And that is what I want to share with you today. What I learned that day changed my life forever. When I was thinking, I had expressly in my heart this voice. It said, write down the skills you have. Write down the things you can do. It sounded so basic. It sounded so simple. But that changed my life. I picked the pen and the paper and I began writing. And as I was writing, amazingly, I was able to scribble down up to close to 10 different things I could do for money. And I was wondering immediately after I finished writing, I was amazed and I was asking myself, why am I still broke if I have all these skills, if I have all this potential? That is the experience of a lot of people, talented but yet broke, not creating the kind of impact they want to create in life, not making the kind of money they want to make in life. So I took a step. What do I do now? How do I sell these skills? You know that in Africa or in the world, it's actually difficult to sell something when you're just starting out. When you're starting out, even your family members will not believe in you. Now, the problem I had then was a problem most people trying to start out on anything have. There's a paradigm that we most of us have, and that's the position of pay before service. Whatever you want to do, you want to be paid before you serve, right? But that day, I got a change in paradigm. And I said, okay, let me offer these services for free, right? Because since nobody know me in Port Harcourt, so I started speaking to my aunties, neighbors, speaking to people that I do these things, I do this, I do that for free. I deployed all my skills and I started offering it for free, right? I was just doing it passionately. Over months went by and it was time for me to leave Port Harcourt. These same people I was attending to came and met me and said, thank you for doing this thing for free, and gave me money as gift. Now, that the money is not even the testimony. The money they gave me was much more than what I would have charged them at that point if I was to charge for my services, right? So my paradigm shifted right from pay before service to service before pay. Even Jesus Christ said, he said that who is it that want to be great in this kingdom? He must first be the servant of you all. So service is the pathway to honor. So whatever you have right now, that the reason you're not making the kind of impact and the kind of income you should be making is because you are not serving. And even if you are serving, you are not serving to the audience that should reward your ingenuity. So at that stage of my life, I left Port Harcourt, but I learned a very vital lesson and my paradigm shifted. And that is what I want to do for you today. And you would even attest to the fact that you are here today because I gave you a quality free service. A quality free service. It is called the Suya Man strategy in business, where when you go to buy suya, the suya man always get to cut out a portion to give you to taste, right? And it sparks up your appetite and you want more suya, right? It's the suya man strategy. So everything you have, you must have the perspective of service before pay, because service is the pathway to honor. That's done. Let's move on to our next slide. Now, there are certain self-hacking questions you need to begin to ask, right? In order to be able to break into yourself, to bring out the things I brought out, right, from myself that particular day, right? There are certain questions you need to ask. You need to ask the right question. And the first question is the question of where. Where am I from? Right? This is a question of source. Where are you from? You know, some scientists believe we came from ape. Somebody who believed he came from ape, and somebody who believes he came from a supreme being, their approach towards life will be different. What is possible to them, what they view as possible to them will be different. So if you see yourself as someone who came from emptiness, you'll definitely be heading towards emptiness. But if you understand that your source is supreme and your source is all sufficient, right? It changes the way you see things. It changes the way you do things, right? So first question is the question of where am I from? You must settle that in your heart, and it mustn't be you don't just jump straight at the answer, right? It must be a deep conviction in your heart. Question number 2 is the question of what. What can I do? You must begin to ask yourself, what can I do? Now, this is the question of resource. What potential do I have? What skills have I gathered over the years? It's a question of resource. What can you do? Now, there will never come a point in the life of a man that he doesn't have anything in his hands to transform his life. He doesn't have anything. You have something that the world is looking for. You have something that someone out there needs and is willing to pay for. Now, this is the question of potential, the question of resource. Now, the third question is the question of how. You now know what you have, right? How can I do it? This is the question of strategy. And you must be flexible. A lot of people are not flexible to change strategy. A particular strategy is not working and you are not changing it. A lot of schools now are at home. Things are not working because COVID-19 has changed the strategy and they are not willing to adapt. Online learning has taken over right now because we cannot gather in public. But a lot of schools, a lot of people are not willing to change the strategy. So you must ask yourself, how do I engage? I now know where I'm from. I know what I have. Now, how do I deploy this particular thing? The fourth one is when. The question of when. When is the best time to start? Am I going to start now? Am I going to start tomorrow? Am I going to start next year? You must put time to it. So these are questions that help you to break in to yourself. Now, quickly share what I call the principle of the pyramid, right? You'll begin to see why you need to break into yourself. I have been able to categorize every human being on the planet face of this earth into 4 categories that I use to describe a particular principle that I call the principle of the pyramid, right? Now, at the base, we have what we call self-ignorance. This is the pyramid of self-ignorance. And for a pyramid, you will observe that the higher it goes, right, the narrower it becomes. So the base is usually bigger, right? So the stage of self-ignorance, this is how we have a lot of people. This was where I was before I asked myself that question, right? I didn't know who I was. Self-ignorance. A lot of career people are still ignorant of who they are. They don't know what is possible with them, right? But as you keep moving gradually, you move to the stage of self-discovery. This is where you begin to understand certain things you are gifted to do, certain things you are empowered to do. Just like what happened to me. When I asked the right question, I began to discover certain things that was on the inside of me, certain things that were value that I could bring to my society, right? So you move, as you move up, right? You move up to the stage of self-discovery. Then you can also move to the stage of self-harnessing. As I'm speaking, I'd like you to begin to picture the stage you fall into, the place of self-harnessing. This is the place where you now deploy the things you are doing. You now deploy the skills you have, right? You now engage the potential. You have discovered worth at this stage, but now you are now using it. You now have a strategy, right? You are now doing things that is inspiring other people around you. Gradually, you keep on moving till you move to what we call the self-maximization. This is the point where you are now being known, being paid, and being heard. You become an authority in that particular field, right? Nobody gets here by accident. It is by deliberate intention, right? So you are here in this world today. You shouldn't stay at that bottom of self-ignorance. There are people in your life currently, or there are people you watch on TV that you admire, that inspires you, right? You can also get to that point in your own life where in your field you become an authority, right? You become an authority. Now, but one important thing about the principle of the pyramid is what I state here. Moving up the pyramid of self empowers your vision. You know, as you keep going higher, you are able to see. It empowers your vision. It empowers your fulfillment. You live more fulfilled in life because you are reaching more persons and you are happy with yourself. And it also empowers your legacy. As you keep going up, it inspires those who are behind you to come up too. Because as you go up, you create room beneath you for those that are under you to come up. You create room for your children, for your immediate friends, even those who are outside. That is the principle of the pyramid. Now, your impact in life is sponsored by 3 things. Your impact in life, the impact you are creating right now is sponsored by 3 things. Number 1 is your discovery. Your discovery. The problem you discover and the solution you provide determines how relevant you will be. The problem you discover and the solution you provide. If the problem you have discovered is only about your present geographical location and you are solving that problem, you will be relevant in your present geographical location. If it's in your workplace, you will be relevant there. But if you discover a global problem and you solve a global problem, you will be relevant globally. If it's a national problem, you'll be relevant nationally. So what have you discovered? Like I used to tell people, even if you work in an organization, especially for teachers, you teach in a particular school, in a particular organization, your relevance should go beyond that school. You should begin to think about creating tools, right, for the global economy, for education globally. You can start with national, you can even start with your state or your immediate community, but let it go beyond your present geographical location. The second thing is your vision. How far reaching do you see your solution? Is your solution being created for for your local, your present environment, or are you creating a global content, right? The farther you see, the farther you will reach, right? The third one is your execution, and for me, I think it's the most important one. Execution. How ruthless are you with execution? When will you start, and how fast will you run? That is what determines how impactful you will be in life. How impactful you will be in life. When would you start, and how fast will you run? You have discovered, you now have a vision, but if you do nothing, if you do not execute, right, you will remain at the same spot. So you must be ruthless with execution, and you must have a time frame to run very fast. Now, quickly, how to hacking. I'm going to share with you 5 self-hack questions for immediate product creation. Because why am I taking this step first? Why are we dealing with self-hacking? Because whatever I'm going to teach you, right, I want you to be able to create a product around your skill, around the skill you have right now. So you must first of all be able to break into yourself and bring out the product first before you can use the tools I will give you in the next 5 days to be able to create something great that people will be willing to pay for, right? That will create the kind of impact you desire. So quickly, 5 self-hack questions for immediate product creation. Number 1, you must ask yourself, what breaks my heart wide open? What breaks your heart wide open? What moves you to tears? I don't want you to just create any kind of product. I want you to be able to create a product you are passionate about. I'm passionate about education. That is why I'm creating a product. I could have created a course for any other field, but I am passionate about public speaking, self-development, and education. So I'm creating a solution in this area because it breaks my heart wide open. Wide open. What breaks your heart? Is it out of school children? I've been able to list a few. Is it teenage pregnancy? Is it broken relationship? Is it poverty? Is it homelessness? This list is not exhaustive. So you must be able to think, what breaks my heart wide open? What moves me to tears? Then secondly, you must ask, what sparks my passion? What is the thing that sparks my passion? What's the thing that excites me? You need to ask, is it art and culture? Is it medical research? Is it AI and machine learning? Is it education and leadership? Is it public speaking and self-development? Like I said, I told you, I'm passionate about public speaking and self-development, and that is why I'm doing this today. And that is why you paid to be part of this training, right? Is it politics and governance? It must spark your passion. What is it that sparks my passion? You must be able to write it down. To be able to break into yourself, you must be able to answer this question. What sparks my passion? Number 3, where do you want to contribute? What field in life? No matter how relevant you are in life, you can't be relevant in every field. You can't be a jack of all trade. You can't be master of all. Right? What field, what area of life you have been created to bring a solution in a particular area of life, to dominate in a particular area of life. So you must ask yourself, where do you want to contribute? If you are presently a teacher, do you want to remain in that line and contribute and create an impact in that area? You must be able to answer that question. Is it in healthcare? Is it in transport? Is it in events? Is it in education? Is it youth empowerment? Is it fashion and lifestyle? Like I said, this is not exhaustive, but you must ask that to be able to answer these questions. The 4th question is you must ask yourself, what potentials or skills do I have? Now you have discovered the area you want to create an impact. Do you have the potential for that thing, for that field? Do you need to go and upgrade your skill? Do you need to study more? When COVID-19 came, there was need for teachers to begin to upgrade their skills, to learn how to use Zoom, to learn how to create videos. This demanded an upskill. So you must ask yourself, the natural endowments, my inherent potentials, matching up with my skills, do I have it? Do I have enough to be able to create the necessary impact? If you don't, how do I get it? Now, but you must first of all list out the skills you have and the potential you have. Do you have potential in reading and writing, in creative thinking, in dancing, in baking, driving, speaking, helping, whatever it may be? Write it down. This is a way to break in. You are already breaking into yourself by answering these questions. And the fifth and the final question is what I call how can you learn? You must ask yourself, how can you learn from others who have allowed their passion to translate into courageous action? Whatever it is you want to do, right? There is someone you can make reference to. Somebody said something. He said, to be able to understand the future, we must be able, first of all, understand history, right? The past. Now, there must be somebody, it may not be the same solution, that is doing something in the line you want to engage in. Before I created this course, I quickly rushed to my mentor, right? And started asking questions because I had seen him do things like this, do training like this. Right? So this is the place where you begin to ask yourself, is it collaboration I need? This product creation, is it something I will need collaboration? I'm currently working on a product in fashion, right? I need collaboration because I don't create apps. It's an app. So I quickly started looking for a mobile app designer that could work with me, right? That is collaboration. So what the thing you want to create, the product you want to create, will it require collaboration? Will it require coaching? Will it require mentoring? This is where you determine which one is urgent and important. Now, quickly, you need to think like a creator and not a consumer. Think like a creator. You must make demand on yourself to think like a creator and not a consumer. You know, COVID-19 has exposed two sets of people to us. Number one, creators. Number two, consumers. When COVID-19 came, a lot of people fell under consumers. The third world nations, Nigeria, fell under consumers. We're waiting for solutions from the West. In fact, we are still waiting. And a lot of people are still waiting. Consumers, a lot of schools are waiting for COVID-19 to go away so that we can resume, right? Because a lot of people are waiting. Business is not moving, right? But there are people who are creators. There are people who are creators who moved quickly to the engine room and started thinking, what solution can I provide? What solution can I provide? Recently, the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he announced another dimension that Facebook took when Zoom came in, and Zoom was taking taking all the money in video, live video sessions. Zoom was taking all the money. Before you knew it, Mark Zuckerberg went into creation, and Facebook came up with something like that to take their share out of it. So you must begin to think like a creator and not a consumer. You are consuming. You must think like a creator. You must think, because the seed of the creator is in you. Now, the difference between a creator and a consumer: a creator provides solutions to problems that consumers create. Consumers create problems. Third world nations create problems for these people, first world nations, who create solutions. That is why we keep waiting for them. We keep waiting for them. So you must create. So secondly, a creator is always working because problems are always occurring. You see this issue of there are no jobs. I have never believed it. Since I had that encounter, I don't believe that, because problems are always occurring. It is because people are not ready to create solutions. There is no how you are creating solutions that you will not be relevant. Right now, I am working, right? Who created this job? I have created a job for myself because I am trying to solve a particular problem, and I'm specific about that problem. That problem is for teachers, content creators. As long as you want to teach something, I'm ready to help you start that journey. So I've created that job. So creators are always working because problems are always occurring. So you must make demand on yourself to be working. Right now, most persons are at home because work has not resumed. Most teachers are at home. Most teachers have lost their job. Some of them have even lost their mind. But you must make the difference. You must not be among the consumers, people who keep waiting, right, to just consume. You must create a solution. Create a solution for your school. Create a solution. Even if your present organization is not adopting it, create a solution for them. Create a solution. Even if they are not thinking, create a solution for them. If they are not willing to accept the solution, go beyond them. Thirdly and lastly, a consumer looks for solutions, but a creator is the solution. Like I said, right, the creator seed is in you, and every child of God operates from an advantage position of idea generation. So there is the creator seed in you that helps you to generate ideas that turns into solution. I trust this has been empowering for you. I will stop here right now, and we'll quickly continue tomorrow, right? I will be waiting for your questions. If you have questions and comments, please drop it, and let's see how we can move and help each other, right? I trust you have been really empowered. It's been a wonderful session. It's been great to have you around. My name still remains Andy Mandate, okay? So you can always reach out to me. This 5-day, I'm ready to pour myself all out till we all become what we want to become in life, till we all achieve the aim of coming here, which is becoming more productive, becoming more impactful, and upscaling our profitability. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.